Yeah, so the biggest variable to how any of these companies will do is probably the underlying, which actually you're seeing a lot of digital asset treasury companies be launched on a bunch of smaller tokens. My personal view is that it can only work on a handful. And the reason why we actually launched on Solana is because kind of look at Bitcoin as the best monetary asset and Solana as the best high performance blockchain. Um, there are other assets that it can work on, but I actually don't think there are going to be that many. You need to make sure that this token is going to be around in 5 years. And if you look at a lot of altcoins, unfortunately, like the vast majority of them after 5 years are down 95% plus. And then not only do you have to make sure they're around, but you have to make sure they're going to be a winner. So, uh, yeah, I think like there's a not that many digital assets that this can work on. Um, and then, yeah, I forget where we were going with this. Um,
Oh no, no, yeah, yeah. Like I think you made a really good point because I was also talking with a few people about like what are the next steps, right? There's Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there's Solana. Like what coin is next? People speculate, maybe XRP. But like one thing that is really important is like there must be a face for that coin in order for it to work. Like there must be a very centralizing figure leading that. Like Michael Saylor was like a very leading voice in Bitcoin. Therefore, like there's like MicroStrategy, like he led the whole charge there. So yeah, I'm just curious, like from this perspective, like do you see any key figures coming up and like leading on XRP or other coins?
that is a great point. And in my mind, for a digital asset treasury company to work, there's two components. One is the external visibility side of things, which is exactly what you're talking about. So you need somebody who's going to be out there to raise awareness for the company and incite demand for the stock. The other side is intelligent capital issuance, which was what we were talking about with the capital markets flywheel. Obviously, you have Michael Saylor doing this for Bitcoin. Joseph Lubin, who is the co-founder of Ethereum, came out with SharpLink. So I'm sure you've seen SBET. They've been quite successful too. They've raised 100 or 200, 425 million to invest into an Ethereum treasury. Um, I'm seeing these be launched on a bunch of smaller tokens like quite frequently. I'm hearing that there's like two or three being marketed to all of these like crypto VCs per day. Um, but yeah, it'll. And I do think like they're starting to have to actually be able to differentiate, and so you're seeing that in the Bitcoin space too. Like there are a number of them that have launched recently that are trying to differentiate by rolling up companies that are trading, below their cash value or trying to take Bitcoin in kind or just trying to go as big as possible to hopefully like gain visibility via that route. But you're starting to have to differentiate, and coming with somebody who already has this big voice within an ecosystem is one key way to do that.